Okay, so you already know who it is. No need to say Robin here, right? My goal is to give a brief summary of the previous week, a video that was supposed to be recorded 2 days ago, but my lack of strength and my inability to set aside trivial things for more important things has caused me to delay you from getting this video at a sooner time or at the promised time frame. With that being said, without me trying to complex easy concepts, just making a summary of the past week, obviously. So, share my screen. As you can see, for the past 3 weeks, it's been mainly green, green, green. That means every single day I've been doing what needs to be done. Sad to say that today's the 19th, and it looks like today I'm gonna have everything here is gonna be yellow. I did what dictates what allows me to get everything green on my calendar is basically making cold calls, writing copies, doing some tasks, maybe like automations, for example, and conducting calls, right? And planning the tomorrow today. I've done some cold calls. I haven't written any copy. I haven't done any automations. And I haven't planned my tomorrow today. These past couple of days, specifically, I've been having a headache since last week Friday. I was realizing that my BCO self was really uprooting. I felt it coming up, but besides that, I was having a headache. My throat. I don't know if it was because I drank a lot of Nyquil. Probably is, but hey, my throat just started feeling very, very dry. Felt like it was burning. Then I caught a cold simultaneously the same day. A headache followed later on in the day. So just like it was completely disastrous to say the least. Which kind of seeped into Saturday. Saturday I usually record content, you know, go over the week a bit and do some more tasks. I didn't do anything. Saturday was nothing but laying outside for hours, coming inside, laying for hours, and probably I spent about 5 hours, I guess, looking and watching a prophetic series. A specific prophet named Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. Just watching his he had a series on YouTube that I was just watching basically that they put out on his behalf. It's talking about his life story. I was watching that, and Sunday that's exactly what I did. Also, just really a lot of laying down. Sunday was a bit better, but the pain was still there. Even today, right now, the cold is present. The pain in my head is a bit there, not a lot. But yesterday, I spent about 8+ hours just watching that series. My head was hurting, right? So yesterday, I was just binge watching a whole lot of that prophetic series, and I benefited a lot from it. It reignited my faith some more. It made me contemplate a lot on the actual prophet himself, his way of always just putting Allah first, his way of always just solely relying only on Allah, and his way of abstaining away from anything that can lead to adultery or lead to anything that displeases God. Even though he's a prophet, even though he's completely abstaining, he lowers his gazes. So I learned a whole lot, and I really believe that's one of the key reasons why I haven't caught that series of sicknesses, because it's crazy. Everything from my neck going up was hurting. So my neck, my nose was stuffed, my throat hurt, my head, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like the whole head, like, so everything from my head going, and my stomach even wanted to start hurting. That was the crazy part. But yeah, that was basically the weekend. So the weekend felt like a day, literally. Even today felt like it didn't feel like a day because whenever I start my day, if I don't start the day right after Fajr prayers, right after 5 a.m. or 3 a.m., like it feels like that's why I wonder people who start their days at 9 a.m. how they feel. Because if you start your day at 9 and you have lunch at 12 and you leave work at 4 or 5, what the hell work did you do? You know what I'm saying? Like you started work. I've like you start work at 9. I've already done like 5 hours of work before you even woke up. And if I started my day at 3 a.m., that means I already did 8 hours of work before you even woke up. You know, and obviously depending on what kind of work you do, what you work on, what is the revenue generating activity for you, that will dictate how much more your hours are worth, how much more your working hours are worth in comparison to other people. Because you can wake up at 3 a.m., but if you're just watching YouTube videos, then unless the YouTube videos are what gets you to where you want to go to, then obviously that's different. But nevertheless, the past week was pretty simple. I did slope, yep. So around Monday, I had about 5 sales calls. As you can see, nobody moved forward. Excuse me for that disgusting. I just did right there. I did Monday. I had 5 sales calls. Everybody showed up. Nobody closed. Nobody moved forward. Like the demo calls didn't move forward. The 2 sales calls didn't move forward. Right, and that weighed on me a bit because I set expectations for those calls. Deep down inside, I know I set expectations for those calls. So that's why it kind of weighed on me. Because nothing weighs on you besides the fact that you had expectation for it. No one can disappoint you if you didn't have expectation for them in the first place. So as you can see, Tuesday I did cold calls. Wednesday I did also so and so forth. But towards Wednesday and Tuesday, I just kind of gave up. I didn't give up, but like I just started to think because these past couple of days, that's one of the reasons why today I didn't cold call a whole lot. But I've just been thinking about just switching my business completely to commission based. Because right now it's commission based, but I'm charging people like about $6,000 up front, and that's for them to basically purchase a server, and that even gets reimbursed to them. So for example, they're paying me $6,000 up front, and that's for me to get whatever I need to conduct outreach on their behalf, and they pay me whenever I actually get them the result through the tools that I bought on their behalf. And that cost for those tools that I got from them also gets reimbursed to them whenever I actually do bring a deal to them without me going into too much detail. So it's really like a no-brainer, but I believe a lot of the reason why people don't say yes to it is because the conviction is not high. They don't believe in my ability to do it. Some of them do, but it's not 100%. Some of them like the concept, but they're like, "Hey, can I do a trial period?" So I totally get it. So those no's that I got Monday and Tuesday, just I sent out a contract to, like I've only started prospecting for a month and a week now, and if this week adds on to it, it's gonna be a month and 2 weeks so far. So I haven't signed anybody yet. A lot of people go, no, I've done about only like maybe 10 actual sales calls, maybe 10 to 7. So it's not really a whole lot to be sad about. And one thing I want to mention about last week too is last week I launched cold email campaigns, and as you can see here, so far we sent out like 1,000. It's not really 1,000 correspondence. I'll be honest with you, it's not 1,000. So far we've really contacted 800 leads, about 700. Some of this is it's not even really accurate, but we contacted about 700 leads, 27 replies, and 10 people actually saying yes. It's more than 10 actually. I haven't updated this. And even today, for example, like if I go inside of my master inbox, like, oh look at that. Someone even replied. I didn't even look. See this? I haven't even looked. That's how much. Because I've just completely. Ever since those 2 calls, I've just been like, oh. For example, this guy here, right? He got a cold email. He went ahead and scheduled the call himself. So I'm assuming what he did was he copied this link here, and he probably went to this web page. when he came here, he watched this. I'm assuming he checked this out. He saw some results, and he scheduled a demo call. That's pretty much because he ended up saying, "Here, I booked the call tomorrow." And right, I don't even want to talk to this guy right now. Like I have leads that are. I'm looking to stop the cold email campaigns because I need to get clear on my offer. You know, one of the key reasons why I'm shifting. The goal is because no one's probably going to see this yet, but the goal is to actually have an intermediary service whereby we're offering capital and deals to the market. We have intermediaries that can help people sell their businesses. Each intermediary has 10 years in business, has owned a business, has brokers behind them, and has at least a 50% closing ratio. So every single one of our brokers have this baseline criteria. And we have a pool of at least a million plus people who want to buy businesses, right? And the reason why I can say we have such a high pool is because I do cold emailing. So all these companies bragging about having an investor pool of 1,000 people or 20,000 people that they can show you a listing, that they can show your business to. In comparison to me, I could get that amount of people a day, you know, because I'm in the cold email space. So to me, that's nothing. To them, to the market that I'm in, that's something big, you know. Having a buyer pool to them is wow, like oh yeah. My selling point can be, one of our selling points obviously is your one business can be shown to a million investors within a couple hours. Unlike the other industries, other intermediaries, they only have a buyer pool of 20,000 people, and that 20,000 people, only about 1,000 of them really want business like yours. And not only that, there's so much stuff that needs to go that needs to even meet those people's criteria. So your business is not really getting the exposure it needs. So you can't even get the exact offers that you actually deserve. That's why your businesses don't sell the fast. And so on and so forth, basically. I'm just thinking, basically. And right now, I did some analysis with ChatGPT. We spoke about my previous businesses that I started, the credit repair business, the funding businesses, the 0% interest funding businesses. I just talked all about those kind of businesses. I just tried to derive different meanings, different failure points, why this, to try to see if I'm repeating the same mistake with this new business model that I'm trying to do now. Because it's still the same business model, M&A origination and capital raising, but it's just the offer is just different. And I don't want to go on a huge tangent. I don't want to talk too much in this video. But that's just a quick overview of this week. I haven't closed anybody so far. We have one more week before this month is done. Like literally after this right here. And next week. And the month is literally done, right? So my thought right now is either to get like a remote sales job kind of thing, or something that can help me build up my skills and help me make money remotely whilst I automate my deal origination and I'm giving off-market deal flow to private equity companies and business brokers on a commission basis, build up that reputation, and then use that to leverage and get a broader audience, because eventually we're going to turn this into like a SaaS kind of business, if that makes sense. My body language is off, my tonality is off, everything's off right now, but hey, it is what it is. I got to go ahead and punch in the information for the past couple of 3 days. Seems nerve-wracking. And right now, I'm in a complacent state because I don't know if I should even run email campaigns anymore. I'm getting a lot of responses, as you can see. I'm getting a lot of responses. Okay? I'm getting a lot of responses. Like the positive. So this over here means this is the reply to positive ratio. Okay? This is the reply to lead ratio, basically. That's high. So just not 26 replies. We have near half of these people who reply are interested. You know how crazy that is? On a freaking campaign I just started last week, sending out like 100, 200 emails a day. Some people I heard last time were sending 1,000 emails a day to get one book call. You got to be out of your mind. I would leave that industry. That's ridiculous. Unless the industry is like 1 billion to 1 million plus people, yeah. But if not, I'm not wasting my time with that BS. As you can see today, for example, today I slept a whole lot. See, look, I slept so much the bar's even full. This was definitely true. I dreamt a whole lot today. I did a lot of weird dreams today. A lot of weird ones. So you see, I slept from 8 yesterday to 8:50. I did wake up around 4 a.m. to supplicate and do some prayers, but that's pretty much it. But yeah, that's pretty much the summary for the past week. This is summarization that I did. This was me. I just typed out what I've been doing for the past year and a couple of months. Just trying to see. But before I start this business endeavor, or if I do even start it, I want to make sure I just go ahead and assess. I do some learning on my own, and I pray for the next couple of days, and I take action. Either I'm gonna go ahead and sign some. I'm gonna sign 3 or 4 clients before the month is over, or I'm gonna go ahead and get a remote job, right? And yeah, and then I'll be using that money to feed my modus operandi, my long-term vision, I guess. Because I know this is a good vehicle. Any vehicle is great if you stick to it for a long time, obviously, right? With that being said, I don't want to talk too much again because I want to keep on going on tangent. But hey, I'm gonna go clear my nose out and come back and punch in this data over here and assess if I deserve to get a green today or yellow because I don't know what I'm gonna do. I did cold call today. My intentions weren't to cold call a whole lot. My intentions were to assess what I'm gonna do. So I don't know if this is green. I don't know if it's yellow. I don't know. Right? I don't know.